I can honestly say that my life has completely changed over the last several years, and I've been able to do some pretty amazing things. You see, when I started this channel, there were other people cutting grass and there were other people cutting tall grass, but absolutely none of them were doing it for free. And so I started cutting lawns for free, and it took off. It blew up. And it has created a worldwide trend, which is absolutely amazing. People have done some truly amazing things for their community doing this. With that said, I want this channel to be as unique as possible and push the boundaries of what others and myself are willing to do. Now, I've been gone for a long time, and it's because I was going through depression and I was trying to find myself again. So, if you've seen my other channel, the boring channel, you know that there's almost two versions of me. One's the boring channel guy, which honestly in those videos I feel like the heart and soul's cut out of the video. And then there's Lawn Care Juggernaut, the personality, the guy, which is really me. And so I feel like I've been suppressed for a long time while I was rebuilding myself and getting my confidence back. If you haven't seen my channel, a couple of years ago, I found somebody that was deceased in a house, and it absolutely destroyed me. I don't know why, but it did. And I was going through my own internal conflicts with it. And out of desperation, about 8 months after I did the project, I went ahead and posted the video in hopes that it would give me some kind of closure, because I was being just absolutely destroyed inside. And it helped a lot, because a lot of you guys started reaching out to me, a lot of first responders and people that have gone through a similar scenario. And if you had one of those conversations with me, I just want to thank you, because it really did help me. And it was a very hard time for me. And it's still a hard thing for me to talk about. I don't know why. I don't think death should bother us the way it does. But a lot of good things came out of that. You know, I feel like I'm a better person in a lot of ways. And anyways, the sister of the brother that lives there, she reached out to me about 2 months after posting the video. And she said, you know, it was extremely hard to watch the video, but I'm glad you did, because my mother and I were going to go up there that weekend when we received a phone call from the police letting us know about my brother. She told me that they would have had that burden, and she thanked me for taking that burden on. And I honestly feel like I'm called to do what I do, and I feel like I'm brought to where I'm supposed to go. And you probably heard me say it on one of my channels at some point in time, that I am led where I'm supposed to go to by the Lord. I feel like I'm led to that location, and for whatever reason, that's where I'm supposed to work that day. So I don't understand why it happened, and I don't understand why it hurt so bad. I know that I had some healing, you know, from similar situations, like my grandmother passing away that way, and you know, in a real similar situation where she was found a couple weeks after she passed away. And you know, I saw a guy that was on the highway a few years before that, and I didn't realize that was still bothering me. You know, he was just totaled out on the road, chunks of meat when I got there. I was the first person to be there. But I don't want to make this video sad. Let's get it back to being excited. I don't want it to be sappy. My point is, it hurt, and I was going through some healing, and I appreciate you guys sticking around and supporting my other channel, because some of my viewers here on Lawn Care Juggernaut, they always like the inspiration and the motivation, and that's something that I always wanted to bring to the channel. And it was really hard to do at the time, to be something I wasn't at the moment, you know, because I was down and I was depressed, but I'm not now. I mean, it was literally bad enough that when you look up Lawn Care Juggernaut on Google, Lawn Care Juggernaut dead. And there were people that texted that to me and said, dude, are you okay? Did something happen? But I'm okay. It was just because of that video. And that video came back to plague me. And in the beginning, it helped me a lot because a lot of people reached out to me. And then later on, it kind of plagued me because when somebody recognized me in public, they said, "Hey, that house." And I said, yeah, that house. They said, "That really happened?" Yeah, that really happened. And here I am today. Anyways, I guess all that is leading to what I'm talking about. I want to bring this channel back, and I want to bring it back in a way that I have enjoyment around it. And in the beginning of my channel, I was making these videos because I loved making these videos. I wasn't making an income. It was just purely because I enjoyed doing what I was doing and I enjoyed helping people. So with that said, for the next 6 months on this channel, I'm going to completely donate all the money that we make on this channel. And I'm going to make it pure for myself. No intentions on whether the video does well or not. If it does, great. If it doesn't, great. I want to make it pure for myself. So you can help me pick a worthy cause, and I'll be transparent with you as far as where the money's going and how much we're making and stuff. All you got to do is join lawncarejuggernaut.com, go to our newsletter, join that. It's completely free. I'll put this stuff in there so it's not like boring in the video, but yeah, I'm happy to bring it back, and I appreciate you guys supporting. Obviously, there's things like taxes. The government wants their chunk, so I will have to, you know, put that aside so I don't owe the government money. But yeah, be a cool way, and you can help me share, you know, and figure out where I should put this money. Now, whether that's to some of you guys doing giveaways in the newsletter, or if it's to a cause that you find that you think I can really help somebody out, I'd love it if you share with me and give me some feedback. You can do that in the comments in this video, as well as, you know, join in our newsletter, and as we go, we can find different ways and fine tune it. But yeah, every dime from this channel for the next 6 months is going to be donated. I'll be doing weekly videos on here, so some of them will be past videos that you may have seen on the Boring channel, where I actually add my commentary and do what I do on here as far as being inspirational and you know, reading books and sharing with you what I got going on, business tips, tricks, whatever it might be. And then the other ones will be unique videos that will only be seen on this channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for taking part and allowing me to have this amazing career where I can go out and do this all the time. So let's go ahead and get into it.
It might just be me, but I think this guy sounds like a whiny little bitch. If he doesn't just shut up and start cutting the lawn, I'm gonna go back to watching the Boring channel. He's always crying, saying he found somebody that was dead. I think he talks too much, he's lazy, he needs to shave. He's only doing it for the money, and he won't shut up about some sky fairy.
You've changed, bro. You've changed.
Sweet, now that the formalities are out of the way, we can go ahead and talk about the crazy job. It's been so long since I've shot an intro that was for Juggernaut. I don't remember quite how to do it, so we're gonna learn it again together. First of all, we got some crazy grass. Now, I don't know what this grass is. Up north, it would be Johnson grass. I assume it's Johnson grass, but it does look a little bit different, and there's a lot of it. The big plus side of this one today is that, well, I don't have any fence lines, so that takes down a lot of trimming. I've got some trimming around the house, and of course, no crazy job is complete without having some kind of crazy cleanup on the sidewalk or driveway. And we got a couple inches of sand we're gonna have to shovel up out of here. We got some crazy grass growing on there, a little bit of trash. Now, I know you might watch some other channel and you like the way that they do it. On the Boring channel, it's been about the transformation for a long time. On Juggernaut, it was always about how to do it methodically so that it was less work and it looked better in the beginning. So, one of the things you do on videos now is transformation is you edge first, because you might have a chance of getting a good thumbnail. You don't mow first. You know what sucks about that? It's way more work. It hurts your back. So I'll be mowing first, and then I'll be trimming, edging, shoveling, doing all that stuff, and then I'll mow again. Now, the reason why you mow more than once is because on your first pass, you're cutting at a very high level, and then you're gonna lower the height and you're actually gonna clean up the mess afterwards. And I'm gonna go ahead and bag this because there is a lot of trash up front. So I'll bag it up, and it doesn't look like there's any holes on the property that I can see right now, which means I won't be able to put it in a hole to fill that up, that kind of thing. So what I'll be doing is putting that, lizard's crawling over the place. You hear it and you go, what is that? It's a snake. No, it's a lizard. Anyways, I'll bag it up, put it in contractor bags. We'll put it out here on the curb so the city can pick it up. And then part of why we're bagging is I'm not gonna go through here and try to pick up, you know, I can pick up stuff like this. It's easy to pick up because the grass is low. However, when you get further in there, well, there's trash like this down there. But when this is way out there, you might see it when it's higher up, but you're not gonna see it when it's down in the thick grass. How do I handle that? Well, I'm gonna mow it, then I'm gonna bag it, and the bagger will pick up the trash as well. Now, this thing, arguably my best and worst purchase that I have made in a long time. Great for picking up trash. I had buyer's remorse for the fact that it was $600 and something. That's absolutely ridiculous for a piece of metal. But it does work. The downside of bagging is you get hit with a lot of dust. Also, I'll be talking about things that I don't get to talk about on my other channel. Like people are like, hey, why don't you have a wood chipper? Why don't you have your big brush? You know, because I got a mower that's got a brush attachment for cleaning up sidewalks and stuff. Amazing tool. However, it takes up a ton of space. So I'll talk about things on my channel like, why does my setup look the way it does? Because it's completely different than any other lawn care setup you'll see. I've got this big ramp on the side. That's because I pull a camper behind me, because 90% of the year I'm actually traveling. Like right now, it's wintertime and I'm in Florida. And the reason I'm in Florida is because there's still crazy grass and good weather and I can keep cutting and I don't have to get seasonal depression. So I travel around and I cut, but it makes me have this really unique setup that makes no sense otherwise. Also, this gate, well, it looks really cool if you're in a lawn business. This isn't the gate you want. It's not. It's just not. Because it's slow going up and down. Now, if you did want a truck bed setup, my dad has a ramp rack. That tool is amazing. The gate lifts up and down real light. This thing is extremely heavy. I have to use a winch to raise and lower it, but it works. You ready? Super slow. If this is your first time ever seeing a lawn care Juggernaut video, here's what I do. I get on here and I show you a transformation, and while you're enjoying the transformation, I give you business tips and tricks and explain what I'm doing in my life, where I've had my successes and where I've had my failures. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, just stating I've had some successes and I've had some failures, and I don't know, I'm one of the few people online that'll be extremely honest and straightforward. I'm not out to sell anybody some crap. So, you know, that's another thing. A lot of times when people talk about business, they're like, hey, I'm gonna tell you about business, and I'm gonna sell you on a course too. So I'm gonna get you excited with a few words. How do you like these catchy words? And then I'm gonna sell you on this course. And then once you get in that course, I'm gonna sell you on another one. And then another one. And it just kind of goes on. And nothing wrong with that. No, I'm not hating on it. You know, I've actually bought quite a few courses over the years. But I will say, if you're going to buy a course, definitely do your research on it. Watch as much content as you can from that person first. See if they actually know what they're talking about. If they're pretending they know what they're talking about. Because some of the courses I bought have been absolute trash. Anyways, I want to lay out some of the goals that I have here on the channel for the next couple months. One that you may have heard in the beginning of the video is that I'm actually wanting to give away all the revenue that I make on this channel for the next 6 months. And if it goes good, I'd like to go and do it for 12 months. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see at the 6-month mark and go from there. I just think that's a really cool, unique goal. That's just a personal thing. I think that it's amazing that I'm in a spot in my life where, I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. Money's not a bad thing. It's really good being able to pay your bills, and it's being able to be good to invest in your future. However, I also, again, want to keep things pure for myself. When I started this channel, it was legitimately about helping people. When I first got monetized, I went, oh, cool, I got monetized. I made my first 2 cents off of YouTube. Well, I don't want you guys to think that I'm all about the money, so
then I put a song on there and got it copyright, you know, and so I didn't make any money because I didn't care. Not about that. I was making money in my business, in my multiple businesses. I own a lawn care business and I own a painting business, and both were fairly successful. I made decent money. So, you know, YouTube, as it grew, was icing on the cake, and then all of a sudden, whoa, this thing's my main gig. Alright, so now I'm going to take it down lower. This was at the transport height, which is the highest level that a mower can cut, which for this one I think is around 5.5 inches. I'm going to drop it down to 4 inches, which is still on the high side. A lot of times when people watch my videos, they think I'm cutting it to the dirt. But it just looks like that because the grass hasn't been cut in so long that the bottom side of the grass might be yellow because it hasn't had light in a long time. So we're going to cut it lower, and then what I'm going to do is from there, I'm actually going to come in and bag it, but I'll wait until the last pass after I've cut the rest of the lawn to come do that. But I am going to drop this lower, and then this section will be knocked out for this part of what I'm doing. Show you a little bit physically what I mean. I've got my ride height here. Sometimes I take it all the way to the ground. Sometimes I cut all the way up. Every time I cut a lawn, the first time I'm cutting it all the way up. The deck's at the highest level. I'm going to take it to 4 inches. Pretty easy. I just move the pin around where I need it. I'm going to put it at 4. Drop down. We're ready to cut. Doesn't seem like much, but it'll clean it up a lot because we're getting less out of the straggler area and more down to the actual thick growth. Anyways, as far as giving away the money on the channel, I thought that'd be a fun and really unique challenge that I don't think I've ever seen any other content creator do. And you know, when it comes down to it, basically what I'm doing is I'm saying I'm going to work free all year long, and I'm going to give that money away. And there's a lot more work that goes into these jobs other than just making the video. You know, some people think that I just go to a job, set up the camera, and then all of a sudden the video appears. But no, I got to move the camera 50, 60 times. You know, that sometimes it's not so bad. But I got to move it quite a bit. On this job, it wasn't too bad. And then on top of that, you know, I got to post the video. And then I got to do all the back-end work to make the video. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot a key integral part. I've got to edit the video, which either I edit myself or I pay an editor to do, and that costs money. Anyways, all that aside, I'm not trying to buy a subscription. If you want to support, that's great. If you don't, great. It's whatever. This is a personal thing for me. What I do need from you, though, is I would love your feedback on where you think I ought to distribute the income. So, you know, whether you're Republican or Democrat, people enjoy supporting a good cause, and they enjoy income themselves if they need some money. I mean, I don't think I know, really nowadays, I don't think I know anybody that couldn't use an extra $500 because things are just so crazy and chaotic. Which, with that said, if you have not joined our newsletter, you should join our newsletter. I give away $500 a month, every month in there, to one lucky subscriber of the newsletter. We do a giveaway at the beginning of the month. So you should join. It's lawncarejuggernaut.com. Go to our tab that says newsletter. You can join. If you don't have a U.S. phone number, just look up a restaurant somewhere in the U.S. and use that phone number. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to harass you. It's just when I set that up with the company that, you know, for just basically you got to have a software that allows you to distribute thousands of emails every month, and that's how that newsletter works. So with that said, one of the things is that you need to put in your phone number, and they do that so that they can make sure it's not a fake email. Because if I set up an email list, you know, did a newsletter and did a giveaway on there, I might have 1,000, 2,000 people that put in fake entries. In fact, I gave away a mower in the past, and I pulled 11 names before I got a real one because somebody posted 7,500 times in there as a fake account. They all posted at the same time. I don't know why he thought that I wouldn't catch that, but anyways, I had to draw a name. It was I think it was around 11 times before I got a real name, and then the kid that won the mower was in Chicago, so I drove it up to Chicago. That was pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, definitely join the newsletter. We're going to be doing some cool giveaways. That's why I started the newsletter, by the way, so that I could
stay in touch with you guys, give you information about where we're at, what we're doing, and then also have honest feedback with you. Share hidden content, and then, you know, have some kind of form of communication in case I want to do a giveaway. That way I can actually get a hold of somebody. With all that said, yeah, if you would help me figure out how to distribute the income, that would be amazing. You know, I thought there's a few different ways. Like I could support a GoFundMe. I could drop some money on somebody when I mow their yard. That's always exciting. I could even distribute to you guys as the viewers. We can do it in $500 chunks at the beginning of the month. It's kind of whatever. Just give me your feedback. All right, so you may have seen me do this in several spots where I kind of leave a wall of grass. That's because my discharge is shooting out. So I don't have a chute blocker on my mower. So this is a way to prevent me from blasting a bunch of grass onto the next door neighbor property. And even though this is an open field, I'll still be cleaning up the grass when I'm done. So I want to try to keep it in the area I'm working. It acts almost like a dam for grass to blow up against, and then I can come back through and shoot all this towards the property. Leave a comment on how you think we should distribute the income that comes in from this channel. Obviously, a big fat chunk of that has to go towards the government. They're always looking for a handout, but whatever. It is what it is. So we'll take out a percentage. I'll talk to my CPA and say, hey, what percentage should we take out? We'll set that in an account and put that aside. Anything that's left over after paying the taxes from this channel, then we'll, you know, we'll just give it away at the end of there. So, yeah, leave your comments on how you think we ought to give it away. Also, the other big goal that I have for this channel is I would like somebody to be able to watch this and at the end of 6 months be able to start their own business, whether it's a lawn care business or cleaning business, whatever it might be. So feel free to ask your questions. If you don't know, I have been in the lawn care business for over a decade now, and I also owned a painting business. Both were decently successful. Okay, I'm not going to say I was out there making millions, but you know, I ran a successful business where I was able to keep my wife to be a stay-at-home mother, which was a personal goal we had. I'm not saying she had to. I wasn't forcing her to. You say somebody's a stay-at-home mom nowadays, and people are like, "Ah, you're horrible. I can't believe you would force her to stay home and do what she wanted to do." But no, you know, everybody lives a different lifestyle. So if you don't want to stay home, that's cool. I'm not judging you. If you do want to stay home, that's cool. Your husband should support you if he can. So my goal is to help people create businesses that fuel their goals in their life. Okay. Again, this is something that I want to do through the channel. It's completely free. It's not something, I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking to sell you on a product. So just ask your question and I'll honestly answer it. If you want to ask about the media business, I've been running media business for several years now. It's been about 5 years now since we've first started making income online. And if you want to ask about that, I'm happy to tell you that and be honest and straightforward with you about what I know. Now, there's things that I don't, and that just is what it is. And there's things that I do, and I'm, again, happy to be straightforward and honest. All you got to do is leave your comments down below, and I'll use it for a talking point in a future video. Don't be embarrassed to ask a question. There's nothing wrong with asking stuff. You know, everybody's at different levels, and there are plenty of people that are more advanced than I am, in which case, you know, maybe in the future I can bring on some of those people. I know some business owners that run some highly successful businesses, not only in the lawn care painting realm, but also in the media realm. Okay, so the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the driveway. We do have a lot of sand right here that's pretty deep. So I'll have to bust the shovel out for some of this, but I'm not gonna get insane with the shovel, okay? We're gonna use the blower on some of this. Basically because I need to disperse it across the lawn. There's no hole that I can put that in, and I don't have a wheelbarrow to throw it in and then put it on the lawn. So we are going to disperse this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and drop an edge real quick, clean it up, and yeah, so here we go. Okay, so the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the driveway. We do have a lot of sand right here that's pretty deep. So I'll have to bust the shovel out for some of this, but I'm not gonna get insane with the shovel, okay? We're gonna use the blower on some of this. Basically because I need to disperse it across the lawn. There's no hole that I can put that in, and I don't have a wheelbarrow to throw it in and then put it on the lawn. So we are going to disperse this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and drop an edge real quick, clean it up, and yeah, so here we go. This is what makes me different from other channels. You're going to see me use techniques that they won't. And that's because I'm being easier on my body. Now I got that all shoveled, broke up. We got some grass clumps, as well as sand and other debris. What I'm going to do now is kick on the blower and kick on the mower.
Now, one of the things I've always tried to do in my videos is have them as something that's inspiring and helpful towards you. And one of the things that I can be inspiring and helpful towards is talking to people about business and getting them excited. And if you are thinking, or you have been thinking about creating a business or starting a business, it's an exciting time period, and I'm excited for you. It's one of the most enjoyable parts of having a business is starting and growing a business. You know, when you're creating the machine, it's super fun. Once you're in the maintenance mode and you got to keep it oiled, it's not as fun. So, you know, enjoy the beginning, because as rough as it is, it's going to be the most enjoyable part of the business. And then once it gets to a certain size, you know, you won't fall in love with it as much. It might be making you a ton of income and you go, I want to ditch out and go to the next thing. So I guess the first thing I would tell you, because I actually had this subject come up today, and I had this conversation with a close loved one who was wanting to start a media business. He's wanting to get on and start making videos online, and you know, so that's obviously a topic that I know how to talk about. But this applies towards having any kind of business. So you cannot give up income source A in pursuit of income source B, meaning you cannot quit your job to start and try to get income source B. It's not a good idea. You can't take the hit. Now, if you planned for it, that's different. But what I'm saying is you cannot quit your job today without any planning, prior planning, and go, I'm going to go out and start a lawn business. And the thing is, there's a lot that goes into it, okay? It's better to build income source B up in the background, and then once it's at the tipping point, then you can get rid of income source A, okay? So in that situation, what I would suggest is if you have a job and you want to start a business on the side, keep your job, and then on your time off, okay, when you get home from work, that's when you start your own work. You start working for yourself, your side hustle. So you went to work all day and you worked for your boss, and you made an income, and that's cool. But now you go home, and instead of working overtime, now you're working for yourself. You're building something. You're building something that might grow, and that is exciting. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. In fact, it might be one of the most difficult things you've ever done. Most people don't last in business because they don't have it. Now, whether you have it or not, that's up to you. It depends on how much you're willing to work. There's a lot of people that aren't willing to go out and work 80 hours a week. If you got a 40-hour job, you know, hey, get out there and work that other 40. You're putting in an 80-hour week. It feels like a lot, but it's not. I promise you it's not. It's just a temporary thing, all right? Now, I know people are going to say, well, what about life-work balance? Life-work balance. Hey, when you're broke, you don't have a choice. You get out there and you work. If you don't like it, tell yourself you like it until you do like it. That's not healthy, Kevin. Hey, I don't care. I'm not trying to tell somebody, you know, how to be... I'm trying to tell somebody how to be successful. And how I know how to be successful is get in grind mode. Get in grind mode and work. And, you know, if it's a media business, you better start making videos now. You cannot be a creator and be a consumer, okay? If you want to be a media business, you need to start creating content. If you want to own a lawn business, you got to start going out and getting clients. If you want to own a cleaning business, you got to go out and get the clients, okay? So that's the first thing, is you got to get the clients. So I just suggest somebody, if they're going to do it, get the ball rolling. You know, put out some kind of advertisement, whether it's on Facebook Marketplace, whatever. Get your first client. Get a foot in the door. Don't quit your job in the pursuit of going and starting this business. Go out and get one client. See if you even like it. Because you might find out that you get one or two jobs and you go, man, this sucks. I don't like this. I want to do something different. Well, the time to figure that out is early on. You know, if you give up a really nice, cushy job, you go out and buy some mowers or buy whatever, some trucks and stuff, and you go, this is going to be easy. And then you find out it's not. Well, now you're in hot water and you better make it work. So, you know, just throwing that out as a thought. Because a lot of people don't think it out. And I see it every year. I see a lot of people come into business and they're out of business the same year. You know, it's easy to buy the equipment with financing. Okay? It's easy to buy equipment with financing. It's easy to go into debt. It is not easy to get clients and keep clients. Well, it's really easy to do that, to be honest. But for people that don't like to work, it ain't easy. Okay? And here's another thing I'm going to say to you. If you don't have financing, don't sweat it, man. Easy come, easy go. If you're grinding it, you're going to be the guy that makes it. Okay? So take it as a badge of honor that you got to go through the suffering that you're going through now. It's going to get better. But you got to go through it. It's part of the learning curve. And it makes you hungry and it makes you want it. If you're broke, that's a great place to be in life. It's a great place. Now, it's great to be able to pay your bills. Just letting you know. Keep being excited. But when you're hungry for it, man, the work and the hustle that come out of you is amazing. You will not realize the full potential that you have until you're super broke. When you're super broke, you go, man, I found a way. I don't know how I did it, but I found a way. I don't know how I did it. You know, when I started my business, my lawn business actually started as I had an aquarium business, right? I mentioned that. And I had this aquarium business card, and there was an ice storm. Well, I'm like, Dad, I don't know what to do, man. I don't have a job right now. Things fell through. He's like, well, you got a chainsaw? Go out and cut some tree limbs. Go make some money. I was like, I don't even have a chainsaw. He's like, figure it out, dude. So I scrounged some change. I bought a chainsaw, and I started writing on that fish card. Okay, it's a Vistaprint fish card. It's got fish on it. It says Kevin Hansen. It says my business name on it. Has my phone number. My email says I'll clean your aquarium. You know, all my services offered. Well, on the back side, it's a white side. I flipped that thing around and I started writing, I will clean your tree limbs and haul them away. $50, $75, $85, $100, $30. And I put every one of those cards that I had out. I knocked on hundreds and hundreds of doors, giving these things away and writing down whenever nobody answered, I just write it down and leave it. And I made good income, and it started my business. You have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable and do uncomfortable things in your life.
Started cleaning it up. Dude stopped by and asked if I know who the owner is.
I don't have a clue.
Well, the hard part's done. So at this point, I got a weed eat, and then the bagging's no fun either. You get covered in dust when you bag. But I can breathe all right. That was a lot of dust. Everybody's driving by looking, what's going on there? I wasn't going to talk right here. I was going to give you a break, but I don't know what's going on. There's no audio on this clip for some reason. So here I am again, baby. Telling you to get excited about being excited. Now, the next thing I would highly suggest for you in your journey as you become a business owner or bringing yourself to the next level and the highest potential you have for yourself is I would suggest you starting to turn your drive time of the day into a library. Okay? If you are driving to work and you have 45 minutes to work, 30 minutes to work, maybe an hour to work, try to create yourself a situation where you're educating yourself. So I don't know about you. I didn't have money to go to college. I never thought I'd be able to go to college. I probably could now if I wanted to. I don't want to pay for college when I've come to the realization I can get all that same information from books. Well, you can't get the degree. I don't need the degree for what I'm doing in my life. Maybe you do. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer. If I wanted to learn about law, I can read the law books without becoming a lawyer. Do you know what I'm saying? You can read the books. You can get the information. Whatever you want to learn about, there's a book, man. And if you don't have time to read, obviously you're like, how do I turn the drive time into library time? That's super easy. You get some kind of app like Audible, okay? Audible. It's like $15 a month. You get one free book with your subscription a month.
which is good because in the beginning you don't have money to buy books. You're like, well, free month, okay. So when I first got Audible, I listened to the same book over and over. It was Piranha Marketing, over and over, and it lit a fire. I got excited about marketing. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't even know I could do that type of stuff. I'm going to get excited about marketing. I'm going to learn how to do this thing. I'm going to grow clients. And yeah, so my big suggestion would be turn your drive time into education time instead of mindless time. A lot of people love to relax the brain. Brain rot, real thing. So you're going to consume garbage information like TikTok. I've openly stated I have 725,000 followers on TikTok. I built that up in about a month and a half, 2 months. I was up to like 750 and then I quit posting. I find TikTok to be I definitely find it like a satanic place. Now, I'm not saying that it's full of bad people, but what I'm saying is it robs your time. And anything that robs your time and you are not gaining from it, if you're not getting something that is bringing you to a new level in your life, bringing you to the next level, it's a waste of time. It's okay to relax, have relaxing time. Relax without media. I mean, everybody relaxes in their own way, so I don't want to judge you. If you'd like to judge or like to relax on TikTok, that's fine. But I would say that you think you like to relax on TikTok, but we like to do the lazy thing. Okay? Everybody likes to veg and do the lazy thing. Nobody likes to work out. That's why having six-pack abs is such a big deal. Okay? Nobody likes to work out. It sucks. Nobody likes to educate themselves. It sucks. But it can be exciting. It can be exciting. You start getting yourself into topics, it can be exciting. I'm not talking about, oh, I listened to Joe Rogan. I'm so educated. No, you listen to a guy have a conversation. Listen to a book. Listen to a book. If you cannot surround yourself by people that are more successful than you in life, because you are who you hang out with, a book is the best way to do that. You get a book, you can talk to big CEOs. You can have a conversation with them. They're having a private conversation with you. You can listen to some of the most successful people in the different areas that you would like to grow in your life. And all you got to do is turn your drive time into education, learning time. Or in my case, I always did it while I was at work. So there were times that I would listen to, I had 100 hours a week doing lawns. And there were times I'd have, a couple hundred hours of audiobooks a month, which is a lot. It's a lot. Okay? At that point, you're frying your brain. You're like, whoa, I think I might have taken on too much.
All right. I cannot tell you how good it feels to me to do a video for Lawn Care Juggernaut channel again. And I just appreciate everybody that stuck around and waited for me to get back around and get mentally healthy enough to be able to do this and share these videos with you again. Now, I'm not going to ask you to leave a comment or give it a thumbs up. Well, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment if you would, actually. See, the thing is, when I was going through my depression and that hard time, I felt distant from the Lord. So if you would, share your favorite Bible verse or go on and share your testimony to me. I would love to read it. And the thing is, when I look through my YouTube studio apps and I'm looking through the comments and I read them, which I do, I continue to read the comments. And you'll know if I read your comment because I'll give it a heart and a thumbs up, or I'll respond back to you. But they come in the order that they're left on the channel, meaning they can be from this video or that video or whatever. And if you leave a comment a year from the time this was posted, I'll still see it. And if you just share a verse that touches your heart, that would mean the world to me. And I know that would help me stay strong and stay close to the Lord. As I continue this, I just pray that the Lord keeps my heart pure and keeps me in the right direction and my motivations with pure intentions. I don't want to be jealous or envious of anybody else that does the work that I do, because it's easy to play the comparison game. And you know, I'm very happy for everybody's success, and I'm glad that this has become a movement that has touched and helped so many people in so many ways, whether it's somebody that actually physically got their property taken care of, or you guys being entertained or inspired in some way, you know, not only from my channel but all the other channels. And yeah, even the guys that are faking content, because there's a lot of them. Again, I'm gonna keep my heart pure, but there's a lot of them faking content. Now I can't get down with that. I wish them the best. I wish them all the success in the world. I just don't like it. Ethically, I look at it the same as lying. So what you see is what you get on my videos. If it happens, it happens. You're never gonna see me fake anything. After I found a body on a property, I noticed there were several channels that would just phrase their video enough to make it sound like they found a body because they wanted views. There's even one guy that pretended to find a body, and in fact, I spoke with him. He reached out to me about collabing, and I sent him a picture of that, as well as somebody standing like this in front of the camera. They walked in front of the camera and acted like they're holding a gun. They're holding it way out here. Now, if you were gonna hold a gun at somebody, would you walk in front of the camera that you had to clearly walk past to stand like this? Well, I called BS on it, and because I'm not about lying. I don't hold it against the person. I don't judge them for it. I'm just saying I don't surround myself with people. I don't surround myself with people that do things that I don't aspire to be like. So a good way of putting this is, if I hang out with somebody and they start talking to me and they tell me about how they cheated on their wife and how it was fun and it was exciting and they enjoyed doing it, I quit talking to that person, because I don't want to be like the people that I surround myself with. You know, in the Bible it says, if you surround yourself by fools, you'll become a fool. And if you surround yourself by wise men, you'll become a wise man. I don't want to be a fool. So I don't surround myself with liars. I don't surround myself with cheaters or anything that I don't want to be. I don't surround myself with it. Anyways, I sent a message and said, hey, this isn't a good look when you fake stuff, because I knew for sure the gun thing was fake. And he fired back. I know I got some bad advice in the beginning, early on, from one of the other content creators. So with that said, I don't hold any ill will against him. I wish him the best. I hope that he continues and he finds his path in whatever way that might be. I understand that some people feel like they got to lie to get views, because some people are in it for different motives than I am. And that just is what it is. But even those people that are off faking stuff, at least they're still cutting something and helping something. And on the other side, they're kind of like the reality TV show of what I do. So, you know, they're helping somebody, and they're entertaining their audience. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I like it. And ultimately, in my opinion, it burns the audience view of you, and they look at you as you have lower integrity, and ultimately they don't trust what you say. So I think it's a short-term game. I'm playing a long-term game. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.
That's all I have to say about that.